Hey guys, welcome to my channel. It's Asha Mac. I'm so glad you're here, and I just want to apologize first off for not being around and being just so MIA the last couple of weeks. We have had a lot going on. My family and I are moving. We are moving a little bit closer to DC. We're a few minutes outside of there, and now we're going to basically be in DC, which is kind of unnerving because I hate driving there. It's like, you know, a spiral. They make it so you can't get lost, so you can't run from the law. That's what it is. They've designed DC so you can't run from the law, and so I'll have to not be able to run from the law now. And I also have been working on launching my very own shapewear brand called the She 360. And if you are interested in entering to win a free 25 bone latex waist trainer, the drawing will be on April 1st, but you need to go over to the she360.com and sign up for our newsletter by March 25th so that you can be entered to win. And this is 100% free. You won't have to pay shipping or anything. Just go sign up and be entered to win the drawing on April 1st. So get over there by March 25th. I will leave a link below. Moving on. I have actually been getting quite a lot of requests. I'm so glad that I'm like at the point now where you guys are requesting things from me. So thank you very much. I've been getting some requests for how to illustrate a children's book when you do not know how to draw. Because I say that all the time. I do not know how to draw, but I was able to illustrate 5 children's books. Now, my first one, I did a lot of drawing. And if you are one of the many people who purchased that book, you can tell that it was drawn by a complete novice. Moving forward, I have learned different ways of illustrating, and I use one particular software in general, and that is Canva. Canva has saved so many people's lives. If you just Google or if you just YouTube search Canva, you will get a slew of positive reviews on canva.com. They have a free version where you get some great images to work with, and then you have the option to buy some of the pro images, or you can just purchase a $12.95 a month version, which I think is really a good deal, especially if you're making money off of the things that you are doing, or if you're just a person that is very creative and like to use the pro tools. So, and that is $12.95 a month. It's you know, for me, it was a no-brainer. Even when I wasn't making any money off of it, I was paying $12.95 and enjoying every minute of it. So if this topic interests you, which I'm sure it does since you clicked on this video, stick around. Hey guys, so as I'm putting this video together, I just wanted to apologize for the upcoming ASMR vibes I'm giving you guys. I forgot to take my aligners out when I started and I just kept on going. So sorry for all the lip smacking and whatnot. It's hard to talk around these things. Enjoy! All right, guys, so we're just going to jump right on into Canva. This is the software that we're going to be using to create our book. Now, I have 2 options of how you can illustrate your stories. You can either have one particular drawing. Now, I have a couple of little drawings that I was able to create on my own with my limited skills, but the rest of it will be done with the Canva options. There's also, after we do this one, I will show you a way to do it where you absolutely have to draw nothing. Zero, zilch, nada. So, just so you can get a look at what the spreads look like. When you load up and I'm sorry, my internet's a little slow. I thought it was a good idea to dial back the speed, and that was not smart. When you create a storybook for Canva, for KDP, it's not like a traditional publisher where you have spreads, and a spread would just be pictures or illustrations that span across 2 pages. Now for me, I like to illustrate some of my stories with spreads, so I do it like this. You have one page here and then another page here, so what you end up having to do is split the illustration in half over the 2 pages. So you can see here, you can get quite creative with how you illustrate your story. This is one of my favorites as far as illustrations are concerned. It's called Wannabe Wanda Builds a Rocket, and we are going to attempt to recreate, let's see, we'll recreate this one here where she is planning out her little rocket ship. So let's go on down and I will show you. And just so you can get an idea, this here, the only thing that I drew on this page is Wanda. Now if I take Wanda and move her out, all of those are elements that I added with Canva. Now down here, I'm going to make this as quick and simple as I possibly can for you without getting too complicated. So, as you can see, we have our little Wanda here. Now I drew her in front of this little chalkboard. We are going to add a page. Now this page actually started out white, so we're just going to go all the way from the beginning. So it was a white background. I selected the page. You're going to go into your colors. This is only if you want to add a background color. I don't remember exactly what color that was, so we're just going to use this one for the sake of time. But you're going to add your background color. Now I'm going to come over to uploads. I have already uploaded these illustrations, so I'm going to select this one and drop it in. Now if you have the free version, you're not going to be able to remove the background, so this is an option only for if you have Canva Pro. I'm going to go up to Effects and remove the background. And as you can see, there are some parts of her that the software didn't necessarily pick up. So what you're going to do, you're going to go over here to Restore, and let's zoom in on our Wanda here. I'm just going to do my best right now. I might go out of the lines a little bit, but it's okay for right now. I'm going to go over here and just clean this up and restore her spacesuit. We're going to get her all situated, and I'm not going to make this brush any smaller, so there will definitely be some missing parts, but I'm just trying to make this easy for you. So now here we have Wanda. She's standing there at the chalkboard. If you notice, there are all kinds of little drawings and sketches. So I'm going to go over to Elements, and I honestly can't remember how I did this. So we're going to type in equations and see. Now see, here you go. I think that's actually the first one that popped up that I used. So we're going to select that. And actually, let's go ahead and make Wanda a little bit bigger. Drag her to sort of somewhat the center. And we're going to add that sketch there. This is really, once you get the hang of finding what you're looking for, we're going to say chalk circle. I'm not really sure how well, we'll just use this one. It's not necessarily the best, but you're getting the idea. So I'm just going to put that nearby her her chalk where she's drawing. And that's it for that. Now, as you see up here, I have a rug that not only is on that page, but it's also on the next page. So what you're going to want to do is come over to Elements and type in, let's say, circle rug. And there are a couple different ones. This one looks like it's lying flat, so I will take that one. And you see how it shows up? You're just going to stretch it out nice and big and just lay it on the floor. Now, as you can see, while it's on the floor, it's on top of Wanda's feet. You're going to select that and go up here to Position and click backwards. So now it looks like Wanda is standing on the rug. Now that you have that rug up, let's bring it back back forward so we can copy it. Oh, no, we're going to put her back. Sorry. Wanda's got to be kind of behind everything, so that way we can right click on the rug and you're just going to copy it. Okay, now put the rug back behind Wanda before you forget. Go back here, we're going to add one more page. Now we're just going to take our same rug that we just copied up there and we're going to paste it. So now it's the same size as the rug that we have over there, and we're just going to eyeball it and drop it on the floor on the other page. Now, when you open up this little preview box, you can, let's see, where'd you go? Look for, and there we go. Now you see here, I have the rug on each side of the page. Now when you upload this to KDP, it's going to lay in the book as though you created a spread, as if you drew this as one big drawing. And that's kind of what we're going for here, the spreads look. Now you can put one or another illustration on each page, or fill one side with all illustrations and then put all your text on the other side. This is just what I chose to do for this book, and I hope this gives you a little bit of insight as how you can create a spread. Now, here on the other page, you see she has, it says I'll sketch it and I'll draw it, then build a prototype. So she has some little tools here. We're going to go back up here to the second page, and we're going to start looking for some tools. Let's actually type in the word toolbox and see what we get. So just to save time, and you always want to kind of look for things that mimic your type of the same type of picture. So this one looks a little bit more refined, I guess. I don't know how to describe it, but I wouldn't necessarily use that one. This one I might possibly use, and we're going to shrink it down so that it looks like, and sometimes I like to take it and put it next to Wanda, even if it's not going to be on the same page, because you see how that looks huge. That she wouldn't be able to lift that toolbox. So we're going to shrink that toolbox down to something that's manageable for her, and then put it down on the rug. So there's some tools there. She's going to sketch it and draw it. So maybe a notebook. Let's see. I don't necessarily like those notebooks. It would be nice if we could find a notebook that was kind of lying down. Okay, let's save time. Maybe we won't find a notebook. We will use, oh, there's some pencils. I think we could probably get away with those pencils. Yeah, we'll put some pencils there. And why don't we put those over on the floor? Those fell off on the floor. And some glue. You see how you really just kind of get creative with what you're looking for. And let's see if we can find maybe some spilled glue. Maybe my mind's a little too creative for you, Canva. So we're going to just use this glue, and we're not going to just leave it sitting right there. We're going to create some drama and lay it down, okay? And maybe, oh, actually, let's see if we can find a puddle. And we'll take this puddle and we'll turn it white. And that will be our little spill of glue. So she's now spilled some glue on the carpet. Her mother is going to be so upset, but not once she sees that spaceship that she's creating. So now we have our spread page. We're going to go ahead and add some text. Now, you can create text outside of Canva. I'm sorry, you can get fonts from outside of Canva and add them in. So if there's a special font that you'd like to use, then you can go ahead and do that. Now, how did I size this before? I usually use the same size of font, so I use 33. I use the same size of font in most of my books. This book has a lot larger font because it's just one poem, so the whole story is just one short poem. But typically I would do it in I think it's 27 or 26, something like that. But this one was done with 33 and something. Whatever size you choose, just be consistent throughout your whole book. And then you just add your text. Okay, now this is some fun text. And you can do different things like go back up to the effects and you can curve it, and this you have like a little slider where you can curve it as much as you want, or as little as you want, and that's kind of fun. So that's how I made this type of text here. And really that's it. And that's how you're going to do the illustrations where the illustrations for your book where you have maybe a sketch or two that you want to put in, so you can kind of add a personal touch. Now all of these images are copyright free, as long as you have the paid version, to use the pro features. Now there are free elements and free backgrounds and things like that. So these are all pro. Let's go up here and we're going to just click the free puddle and see, and you still have some options there that you can use. And if you wanted to make this free puddle white, I believe that that's possible. Let's see what it looks like. So you see there, and it even still has some drama because it's got some little squiggles in it even. That might even be better than the one that I chose if you're doing like a rain puddle or something like that. So there are many, many options, and now let's move on and I will show you how to do this when you have absolutely no drawings and you want to illustrate a book right now. Okay, so moving on, since we've already seen how to co-illustrate with Canva, we're going to see how we can do it completely reliant on Canva's elements and such. So this is 5 Candy Apples. This is one story that I did where I completely used all of my Canva resources, and as you can see, actually let me open it up so you can see the whole view of the book. It's a fun counting story. It's very simple, nothing that you can't do on your own. And we're just going to go in and we will recreate. How about this one right here? Okay, so we're going to go on in here, and this one, it's like so simple, it's ridiculous. So as you see, we have an apple orchard background. You know, you got your sleepy little apples. We're going to add a page in here. We're going to go over to, this time we're going to go to the first place is photos. So you might automatically think, and I see I already was looking for it, you might automatically think that photos are like pictures that you've taken or something like that. That's upload, so that's a whole nother thing. You're going to go to photos, and as you can see, I just typed in cartoon background, and several different backgrounds will show up. So you kind of have your pick. I think that you might also benefit from going to like Pixabay or Pexels, one of those places, and finding other free images as well if you don't find what you're looking for here. But we're just going to select that, and once, just like the last illustration, you're going to want to spread this out over the entire page. Now as you can see, we're running out of some space here, and that's actually a good thing. You want to fill this whole page with the right side, I'm sorry, the left side of this illustration without making it any bigger just yet. You just want to try and get the whole thing, and there we go. So now we're starting to make it bigger. It's a square, and the page is a square. No, it's a rectangle, and the page is a square. So you kind of want to spread it out so that it gets big enough to fit halfway on your left page and then halfway on the right page. So we're going to do like this and just move it down just like that. Same as the last one, you're going to right click and copy. We're going to add another page, and we're going to paste that same picture on the next page, and you're just going to move it over the opposite direction. Now if you're questioning what that looks like, let's open up the spread view. And here we have our orchard. Now as you can see, this basket of apples is just independent and over there by itself. We're going to want to kind of cut that off a little bit so that it matches up with the other apple. You don't necessarily actually have to. You can leave it like that because I don't really think that's kind of that big of a deal. Or you can move this one over. That's what we're going to do. We're going to move over the left side and make that as though it's a whole nother bin of apples. And that saves you a lot of trouble. So you just kind of have to finagle it a little bit. Now you have a bunch of apples here and a bunch of apples there. Now we're going to add in our candied apples. So select the page you're working on, go over to Elements, and type in apples. You have a whole assortment of apples, and I actually think I'm going to use a different kind of apple this time. We can try, ooh, these look fun. But once again, it doesn't match the style of illustration, so let's try something else. I think this one, even though the colors are a little darker, this type of lines, if you see like the lines that don't have a black outline, these don't have a black outline. It's kind of that hazy finish on the edge. This is kind of that hazy finish on the edge. That's what we're going for. We want it all to be similar. And I'm actually going to go in and just that lighter red color, I want it to be the same color. Now let's go here and we're going to make that red color a little bit lighter. So maybe we'll just take it away altogether. See how you can just make that three-dimensional, or you can make it two-dimensional, one-dimensional, flat. You can make it flat. Now we have our apple. You're going to right click on that and you're going to copy it. And you can actually use a keystroke Control V and that will make a copy for you. So we have how many apples? 2 apples on one page and 2 apples on the other. So we're going to paste those there and we're going to go down here and we're going to paste our other 2 apples. Now we got 2 apples. They don't have any faces. What do we do about faces? As you can see here, they're yawning, so their eyes are closed. Now, if you want to have regular eyes, you can go over here and you can type in eyes, and there are an assortment of expressions, eyes with eyebrows, eyelashes, glasses. You can do so many different things. I'm just going to go over here and I'm going to type in half circle and see what I get. And we have this here. So it's huge, but it will work, I think. We're going to turn it black. We're going to shrink it down, and this is actually on the wrong page. Let's drag them down here. Going to shrink it down, and we are just going to measure it on the apple. I'm going to use my arrows to move that. And yeah, that works for now. So we have that one and we're going to copy it and do the same thing again. We're going to copy and paste. And I hope that I just got, yes, copy and paste. Oops. Now once they get so small, sometimes it's hard to grab them and drag them, so I like to click off of the page and then go over to highlight it, and usually you can grab it like that. And there you go, you got 2 sleepy eyes. Now the easiest way to do this, because you're going to want to copy and paste again, move the apple out of the way, group them, so you highlight it and you go up here to group, then you copy, move your apple back, and then we're going to go over to this apple and we're going to paste. Okay, and actually it's going to paste in the same spot. So just like that. So they have eyes. This one has eyes. And this one's going to have some eyes. Click off of that. Go over there and grab it. And as you can see, Canva gives you these little intuitive lines so you know when you're in the middle of something. It's the best thing ever. Now we look at their mouths. Their mouths are yawning. So we're going to go back up here and we're going to type in circle. And you see what I'm doing here? I'm just really like imagining whatever it is that I want to create and just building it with shapes. You may not be able to draw, but you know, we can use our imaginations. And just remember that this might seem difficult or tedious at first, but it's worth it. Like this is, this is potentially could be something that you make, some good money with. It could potentially be something that, you use to leave a legacy for your family. I mean, you get to tell your story, man. Like try at least. The worst thing that could happen is that it turns out like crap, but you didn't fail to try. So just pasting those black circles again, and we're just going to try and find the mouth spot there. We'll drop that down just a little bit. There we go. And we need some hands. Oh, they're so tired. They're so tired. Go up here and find a white glove hand. There we go. I use white glove hands a lot, apparently. Let's see. You gotta find something that kind of looks like it's the back of the hand. Let's just do white glove. White glove, not white globe. What are you doing, Canva? No, I want white glove. Okay. So just search through, and maybe we'll try a different kind of glove this time. It's always good to get creative. So let's try a mitten. I kind of like this mitten, but as you can see, oops, still on the wrong page. As you can see, once again, it's got the shading here. I want the whole glove to be white. So we're going to go over here and turn the whole glove white. Ooh, I don't like that shading. I wish I could get rid of that part. But it's just going to be a fat glove. We're going to shrink it down, just like we did with Wanda. Now this is the cool feature about Canva. You see how the thumb is facing inward? Well, I guess you could turn it one way or the other. I want their hands to be, the bottom of their hand to be toward the left side. So I'm going to reach here and I'm going to tip it this way. But now you have a backwards hand. So you're going to go up to flip and you're going to flip it horizontally. I also don't like that that glove is so long, so I'm going to hit up crop. We're going to go here and we're going to crop it. We're going to crop the bottom of that glove off and call, hey, we're going to crop the bottom of this glove off if it will let us. There we go. And leave just a little bit of wrist and call that done. Let's shrink that down just a tiny bit more. I'm not sold on that size of that glove. And now we got a yawning apple. Okay. Gonna right click on that, copy, paste. We got one more glove over here. And you just gotta have fun with this kind of thing. It is a tedious process at first, but once you get the hang of it and you're saving, $1,800 getting somebody to illustrate a book for you, and you realize you can do it for free or for $12.95 a month, I think is how much I pay for my subscription for Canva. You can't shake a stick at that. So we're going to go over here and grab some text. Now, I don't know if you noticed, the text for this story, I made it kind of fun because it's, just want to make it fun. So you can drop down, you just drop down. You see all these different types. I mean, there's so many fonts, and I've even imported some of my own fonts here. So I'm going to use my favorite, my go-to toy box. What is that? Adigiana or something? Toy box. I just call it toy box, but I love it. And this is some fun text. And we're just gonna stick that over here somewhere. And remember, when you're illustrating for to download onto KDP, to upload onto KDP, this little intuitive box that you see around the text, stay within that, because that's really going to help you understand your margins. And yeah, so we're going to put that there. Now you see it's over that window. Let's move it up. Oops. Click off and then go over here. Move it up so that you're not interrupting the photo with your text. What would be better is to group all this. We're going to group all this so they're all together, and we're going to move this apple over here, and we're going to bring this text down here so that it is join the party. And that's really it. You can really kind of poke around on Canva and find some really creative ways to illustrate a story, to add some drama to whatever it is you're trying to create. I hope that this was very, very helpful for you. I hope that you are able to achieve your self-publishing, self-illustrating goals and aspirations. And yeah, leave a comment below if this helped, if it didn't help, if I talked too long, if me talking around my aligners and smacking in your mouth was annoying, or whatever it is. Let me know, engage with me, go see me over on Instagram, and until next time, be blessed.